Welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Nilaus and we are back with more Dyson Sphere Program. I absolutely love this game, so wouldn't it be perfect for us to join back in here with the 1-year anniversary of Dyson Sphere Program and a new major release. So for this major release there are 4 new items or 4 new main machines that are added to the game, and I want to do in this video just a short brief summary of what they are doing, how they work, what are the kinks and quirks, and how they can be applied to your own base. So if you find this to be interesting and want to see more Dyson Sphere Program here on the channel, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section below what more you want to see. I will also be preparing a let's play here on YouTube, so with focused on achievements and new stuff. So also make sure that you subscribe if you want to follow that here on the channel. There's going to be a ton more Dyson Sphere Program on the channel, so let's dive in and see what the new machines are. The first machine is well, the first thing I want to say about it is that the naming is not brilliant. It's called a piler, but it should have been called a stacker. It's an automatic stacker. After setting up an automatic stacker on the conveyor belt, it will automatically integrate 2 consecutive cargoes into one, which greatly improves the carrying capacity of the conveyor belt. So it does need some power, but it also, as you can see here, if we go really close, we can see there's 1 here, but then it stacks up to 2 on this side. This is pretty damn cool because it allows you to sort of stack even further, and then you can actually effectively double the belt. But of course, since this is going this way, then you'd have to merge them back in. And I built a little setup over on the other side where we can hopefully see what it will look like. This one here. There we go. So I get 2 belts out with single stacks, and then I get out here. They merge in here to a single belt. How did I not have enough? Let's just do a little demand here. There we go, that should be coming in. Let's make sure that that comes in. And as that flows through, we'll see the first ones. There we go. And I will then disable it because we should have enough here. There, that should be enough to keep it flowing. What we can see here now that it is flowing, we can see that we have now stacked up here to 4. Here is another interesting thing that note is that you actually need some kind of tech to get this to stack, to make sure that the what is it called, interstellar logistics station can output cargo stack counter. You can set this up to multiple, but that is very late tech. I'm gonna hit the other 2 so that you can see like the real full extent of how much this can be stacked to. There we go. There will be stacking here, and now we'll see over on this side in a short while. We now have full belts stacked up to 4 high. That is as much as we can stack it up, and I think this is pretty cool. That means suddenly we get 4 times as much capacity. Of course, it does take a bit of logistics to get it there. We can also do it the other way around. Let's try to do that here, just to give you a sense of it. And I think this is also iron. Yeah, it is. So here we get output of 4. This is what I mean by this requires high level of research. I will just show you the research that is required. It is all the way up here, logistics station integrated logistics, level 3. And this one will require logistics carrier capacity 13. So you can see, not exactly something you have early game, but amazing in the late game when you really want to use the belts for higher throughput. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking 1 belt of 4 stack, I'm splitting into half and then splitting into half. So I now have 4 belts here with 1/4 capacity usage, but all of them are going to be quadruple stacked. And then I go over here, you can say it's half capacity and double stacked, and there it's full capacity single stacked. Really interesting mechanics. I don't really know where we're going to be using this, but I'm pretty sure we'll find somewhere. I think it's pretty good for mass transport between, for example, logistics station and logistics station. You can get really a large throughput here. So for transporting, and if you sort of find yourself in a more of a bus-based setup where you have multiple fixed lanes, then this is definitely going to be a useful way of doing it, because you can sort of get 4 times as much capacity on a belt. That is pretty cool, and I like it. So let's look at the next machine, which is also really interesting. It's actually the biggest change, I think, functionality wise, and rather complicated. So let's take a look at that. Here we have the second new factory or machine, and you can see there are 3 new products here, and we have a new machine. This one is called the spray coater. Spray coater. I can build it directly on a belt because it just funnels things through. I can build it right next to each other. That's also great. And what it does is it applies the paint and onto here. It puts it into a spray container, and then anything that passes through will be spray painted. And if things are spray painted, then it will be faster. In here you can see there's another one, the Proliferator, the extra products, or we can get production speed. So we can either get faster speed or we can get something else. So what I want to do is I want to see that this is it. There are 3 tiers of spray paint. The yellow is the first, the green is the second, and the blue is the final one. And I would say that it's always worthwhile to scale up to the highest possible. The first one takes just a single coal, so it's pretty damn cheap. Just get 1 coal for one of these, and it produces at a reckless speed, 0.5 seconds for building one. I am going to take this part here, and I will build it over on this side, and then see if I can actually get in. There is one part. Oh, hold on. Is that actually right side? Does it have a direction? I think I actually put it the wrong way this time. I'll just try it and then see if there is a right and a wrong way, because I tried the other one. And let me just be honest. Getting these inbound is I think this is an outbound. Yeah, okay, so let me just take these 2 out and then try again, but placing them the right way. There. That one, and... Is that correct then? Here, and then up. It is ridiculously difficult to insert them in here. I don't know why. Here we go. Finally, I made it. I am not gonna lie, it took me a couple of minutes to do that. Absolutely ridiculous. So there's something that they need to fix, but I'm sure that they'll fix that very soon. I will just guide this all the way through, and I'm gonna take the other one as well. Just get it all the way through. So what we're seeing now is that we are getting the yellow paint, and it goes into these buffers here. And let's see if I can click it. There. So it fills up to 600, and that means 600 paint jobs that can do. On the other one as well, also 600 paint jobs. Now, how do we know how much? Each one of these can do 12 sprays. And if you look at this, they have one little marker on the side. That means they got spray painted with a level 1 proliferator. So they got 1 proliferator point. That's what they say. So what we look at here, we now can get 12.5 extra products. You can see up here. This is, yeah, that is good. And, or I can flip it over here to do 25% extra speed. It's not much in the beginning, and I don't think I'll be using it very much in the beginning personally, because it's an extra production chain, and getting plus 25% product speed or 12% extra productivity isn't really that great. I mean, it's great for expensive things, but in the beginning, I don't think that's really worthwhile. Now, the next part I want to do is I want to see it. What about if I do it with the next level here? So that will take a bit of time. I'll just clean it out so we can see how that works. So here we have tier 2 set up. Yes, unfortunately, it seems like I have to delete the belts underneath in order for this one to actually merge in, but that'll probably be fixed. Now this one is using diamonds. So you can make diamonds by just getting 4 coal. So from the first one to the second one, I think it's completely irrelevant to use the first one, but go directly to the second one. What we are also seeing here is that it will require, the recipe for this is 2 of the normal ones, but it's also half as fast speed, so it's going to be 1 machine into 1 machine, so that's good. Each of these will now produce 25 times, so even though just converting here, you use 2 yellow ones for 1 green one, but you also get twice as much, so that's, again, always upgrade. It's completely worth it. Now let's see this. This is also an example. This is upgraded with 2 little hashes, and this one is not. So 2 little, that's a fast forward, and none of this one. So if we look at this, I'm not getting any extra product, because not all of the components are available. So what I need to do is I need to go. Oh man, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. Oh, okay. So I'll just connect both of them. And the belts are now re-established. I needed to remove it and build it again. Luckily, you can say that once you build it, you're not going to be shuffling around. But it does. It's just a few things that needs to be fixed in the beginning. So what we have here is we are going that way, and now they both have 2 marks. And I will look at here. I now get plus 20% productivity or plus 50% production speed. Definitely at this point, plus 20% productivity, I think that's totally worth it at the cost of a few diamonds. Hey, what are diamonds this time? And then I will set up the last part, which is the final one. What we can see with the final one here is that it needs, again, 2 green ones, but then it crafts in 2 seconds. So again, the ratio is 1-1-1. And this one will now need carbon nanotubes, which in the beginning is kind of useless or difficult to get. But I think that it's worth it if you see how great it is when we establish it. And we've now established it with blue color paint. And if I look in here, let's click on one of these. There we go. They take a bit of power and they have reserved here. So it'll only consume one once it drops below 600. Let's see if we get it. Over here, that we can see here now, we get plus 25% extra product. It's actually interesting that it went from plus 20 products to plus 25 extra product. That's not a big improvement, but hey, I'll take it. And then over here on the Proliferator with the speed, it doubles the speed. So sometimes that could also be useful if you just have something, a 1 to 2 build, and you just want it extra fast. But usually I would say extra products is why you'd want to do this, because you are exchanging extra product here for some free product. And imagine those free products being quantum chips or some other or horrible thing. So there'll definitely be some builds that you will absolutely do this. There is one caveat with this, and that is here, where it says items for research mode in Latex produces extra hashes. So that if you do this for a science, then the science blobs will have little markers and they will produce extra hashes. Item receivers, maximum output can be further increased. That's good. Antimatter fuel rods, increase the generation capacity of the power generation facility. Okay, so they can actually be even better. And general fuel is more energy can be produced. So it works for pretty much all items, but it works better for some. Or also the stuff like green science, purple science, matrix science, I think we'll definitely proliferate that as much as we can. Here we have this one that is super amazing. I really love it. I think this is going to be an interesting way to do new builds. It also just means that we need to have a constant production and a constant surplus of the Proliferator Mark III fuel. So that will be interesting. Let's jump on over to a lava world where we will be able to see some of the new things, the geothermal power plant and the advanced miner. So those are also extremely interesting. So let's jump on over and see how that is. And here we are on this beautiful lava planet, and let's look at this lava that everyone's been sort of looking at the lava and go like, oh, I wish it was useful for something, but it is now. And we get some flashbacks to the end of that Star Wars thing. I have the high ground. Yes, this is right here. It happened right here. The high ground thing. What is that planet called? Well, I'm sure someone will let me know in the comment section below, but it certainly has these vibes. All right, so what do we see here? This goes all the way up to, like, by default, this is producing 2.4 megawatts of power. That's pretty nice, and it doesn't use anything. It just needs to plop it down into some lava, and then it'll be happy. You can build it also out here, but then you will see that the ratio here, it's going to be much less here, much less power it generates. So it only goes up to 140 to 42 because it isn't actually getting a lot. There's a lot of sort of the area around it that isn't really lava at all. So try to place them as much in the lava as possible so you can get like a full utilization like this. And probably like this, and then we'll also build one over here. And let's have a look at this. This is, let's see, this one. This is 112, 126, 95, 22, 122, 117. So this is actually, it's a really nice power plant for early to mid game. If you look at the pricing of it, it is also extremely fairly priced. Got some steel, got some copper, got some plasma, a photon combiner, and then a super magnetic ring. That's the only thing that's slightly annoying, but I mean, it takes one. So build, as soon as you have super magnetic rings, grab a few of those on your lava planet, plop down 20 of these, and then you probably don't have any issues with power. No belts, no nothing. Super easy to set up. I really love it. It's a great early to mid game addition. Plus, it looks amazing out here. It looks absolutely amazing. That is a really good addition to the early mid game, and but the thing that I've been most excited about, because in the late game you spend about 30% of your time putting down miners and hooking them up, and then you spend another 30% of your time doing Dyson Sphere designs. Those two things have been solved really efficiently, I'm not going to go into the Dyson Sphere design, but the Advanced Miner is an absolutely phenomenal building. This is exactly what we wanted, except it's even cooler than I had anticipated. So you can build it here. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just build it something like this. Whoop. Here. So this one is... It's fast. Let's look at how fast it is. This one is this is very late game, so it takes 123 per minute per vein. This is quite a lot of research here. Now this one is twice as much, so per vein it gets twice as much. Plus this one is now added up to 18 veins. That's really nice. So we can get it up here to be super efficient. I am just going to put a power line here, and then you'll see how awesome it looks. Look at that. It is so cool. And then it sort of goes up here, but it gets better than this, because this one is actually kind of a it's kind of a roboport as well, or an interstellar logistics station, because you can see here, first of all, I can't place them next to it, but when I try to place it here, then you could actually, this is producing iron, and I will be, let's hook this up here. I will be requesting iron from this location. Let's request it locally. And oh, let's also provide it globally. And I will be... where do we have him? Oh, I have 17. Seriously? And now I have more. So this can now be added up to 100. And you can see here, they are now flying back and forth, picking up everything that we can. And we're mining here at 4,428 per minute. That's a really nice amount. That is really nice. Now you can't have these overlapping. So once you have one, then here. Also, if you look at it, it's 2.94 megawatts. So it's not a lot of megawatt of power here. But look at that thing. You can actually scale it up to 300%, which is 6 times as effective as a normal miner. And now we get absolutely ludicrous 13,000 per minute coming out. Really, really nice as well. So you can see how fast we are just getting in here, and it'll be filling up pretty rapidly. Oh, it's nice to see that there are actually someone picking up the iron from here. That's nice. So this is super efficient. Now you can of course set this one up to have multiple for one location, but honestly, if you find a location, then you just plop down one of these here too close to the logistics station. Yeah, that's fine. Like, you just build it like that, and then it's done. No worries about it. It is going to be so easy to set up new mining locations, and once it's done like this, it'll be picked up. But remember, well, I don't know if you remember, but it can only be picked up by drones, not vessels. So you have to ferry it from these locations to central interstellar logistics station. I think that is a great move, because it kind of means that you need to do more, or you will be doing more work with the interstellar with the drones, and not just sort of skipping the drones, which was what was really happening. Now let's say you don't want to do this kind of thing, and you want to do another kind of more direct thing. What you can also do, and this one is now increasing really rapidly as we are trying to get in here. Hold on. Can you just stop that? Let's make sure that we empty this so we don't have any drones flying. And there we go. No drones flying. And I'll do that one. Good. What I will then do is, it actually is possible to do it with belts as well. And you can see here, we have 9 belts outbound. That is absolutely crazy how many belts we have outbound. And we can just break them. Did I just misalign it? Oh yes, I misaligned it. Perfect. Of course I did. Yep. Take that out and build it again. Just so that we can get it correctly placed. Here, and that's going to be provided out, and on this one as well, outbound. So what do we have now here? And I will get that power line. So if we do all 9 belts, which we absolutely can, we can easily do this. And then here's another thing. If we just... Oh, you can see something. So even if we look at normal belts, and sort of without the stacking thing that we talked about previously with the piler, it's called a stacker, right? It's a stacker. Then I will be able to do a transfer of 9 belts in here, as you can see. This one Is it keeping up? Well, let me see. 9 belts is 540 per second, or 3,200, or 32,400 per minute. So it's clearly, obviously, being able to consume it fast enough here with these belts. But it gets even better because, as you saw here, we can also just use the tech limits. And because I've researched the output cargo stack count up to 4, then they should be going out here. Well, first of all, I am going to take all of this. There. Also, you can see this one is now stacking up to 20,000. That's because that's, again, more research involved in this. And here now we see this is how fast it can actually transfer. So right now, I don't even know how fast it is. Let me see, times 9. It is 291,600 per minute can be transferred out of this. So let's just say I don't imagine that you will ever be in a situation where you can't get stuff fast enough out of the miner if you are fully stacking it up to 4, and you're also trying to get in here. So if I take these out again and over on the side, then we should start seeing them stack up a bit. Yeah, they stack up as much as they can, and everything still gets consumed here. Can I put stuff in here? Yes, I can. I can also put stuff in there, and then it goes higher stack for a bit, and then it goes sort of lower stack. So it'll try to stack it up as high as possible for doing this transfer. Also, when it comes to these stack belts, any normal inserter can grab from it, and they will simply just lower the stack size. So that's also really nice. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, okay, if I only need 1, will it need to be there? And here we are. I am absolutely loving this. I'm looking so much forward to it. The one thing that I should mention, and it's kind of important, is that it's prohibitively expensive. So very late game. It does need quantum chips. That's actually the worst part. But it also needs some optical grading crystal. That's the one more thing that needs optical grading crystals. So I think that we have to be a bit more careful about our optical grading crystals in the future, so we don't accidentally run out of them, unfortunately. But then, like some of the other sort of main materials that you're using a lot of in the end game, just build it in the Polar Hub, and then we'll just request as many as we like. And then when we get to our mining facility, we request it, and we put down 100 of these, and then we'll never ever have problems with mining again. It's going to be super amazing. So I'm really happy about that. So that will be the 4 machines that I wanted to showcase in this episode. I hope that it was useful, and I hope that you are inspired to maybe go back and play it. I hope that you will also be watching my channel, because on my YouTube channel here, I will start a Let's Play that's focused on getting all the achievements in the game. I will also be streaming this on Twitch. I'm streaming it Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at twitch.tv/Nilaus, and it's at 8 p.m. Central European Time. So come on over, have fun, hang out, do some cool designs, and help figure out how we should optimize these things. There are many, many more new things in this update, but I don't really, I don't think I can go through it like customization of the mech. Yeah, that's a thing, right? I even have one that's created just for me. So customization of the mech. The Dyson Sphere is also now blueprintable, so we can exchange blueprints for cool Dyson Sphere designs. That's going to be absolutely amazing. So if anyone wants to make some cool ones, then I can probably put them into my my base as well. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Remember, if you want to see more, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.